It is the Rangers and Mariners. Rangers trying.
And they could desperately use a win. Let's take a look at the starting. Bats fifth. Nate Lowe at first base batting sixth. Then it's
Yusei Kikuchi. This will be his 10th start of the season. Miles an hour on average. He's got the slider and the changeup.
They need him, or he needs, to pitch well to
Most of these Seattle Mariners starters, especially at home.
Well, the ground ball to shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
What is amazing about the velocity that he has, you can see it there. And yet he's
Solak hits this ball hard out to center field, but Lewis has just enough room to track it down.
history, yes, it has been a little bit hot, but
2-2. And a swing and a miss. Got him on a backdoor breaking ball, and Kikuchi will follow in center field. It'll be Seager, France, and Crawford. Kelnick now at 129 for the year. Breaking ball, and he'll pull this one over to the right side of the infield. And Lowe will,
for that first big league win, see a 17 slider and curveball. Really is about the four-seamer change
for the Mariners. Homered last night. He's now fourth.
Transition phase with contacts. They had a great year. Afternoon, it is brought to you by New Braunfels Convention. Infield left to right is Culberson. Connor Falefa, Solak.
Heater we were seeing from Kikuchi. That's a
And see if they can do it.
We're short. That's a base hit for Kyle Lewis. Mariners have a first base runner of the ball game. Brings up Kyle Seager, who continues to have a misleading again. The 3-2 pitch, that's outside, and he walks. I was wondering, like, would a fastball in that spot, if you're throwing for Young, but is there 2-0? And that field, that is over Calhoun's head. Lewis in to score easily. They'll stop Seager at third, and Seattle plays that first.
A good example of the fastball use.
This one on the ground to Lowe. Lowe takes it to the bag, and that will end the inning. The Mariners
Schedule and unbalanced schedule. I mean, basically, if you're not playing an interleague game, you probably have to have off on a Monday. It's just so difficult, especially with all the things that we celebrate in the baseball season that you feel like would be a full baseball schedule.
Celebrate the weekend, of course, and be able to have that little time of rest.
It might have been a little bit of a cutter there. That ball goes
pushed it to 96.
Finding his
10th pitch of the at bat. This one on the ground, third base, and that'll make for a routine play.
He's on the left. He's got that pause in there. Could be a, I'll say, a velocity tip, but kind of something.
Fulte was talking about that last night about
the page, which means probably more foul balls. And just like that, of course, he gets a swing.
Oh yeah, right-handed hitter. Mayfield goes after the. Might be playable for Lowe. It is.
With the Detroit Tigers, I almost wonder, as he was
with names like J.P. Crawford, and it gets down, base hit over the head of Joey Gallo. Walton into second base for many years, over a decade in the Rangers organization. Something here, the 2-2, and that one's and Lowe. Wow, he got to it. And
Kikuchi's been pretty good against the Rangers. He's off to a pretty good 2 innings today. Somebody's got to get that.
In his last 2 starts, to right field, and closing on it is Kelnick. Calhoun batting 8th today, takes very high for a ball.
MVP qual. I'm going to the States. They were mad he didn't go to sign with Japan instead, so they made that rule.
Oh, that's why. Obviously, he was a very good pitcher in the amateurs
after his Japanese contract.
And pops it up to France down at first base, and Kikuchi with the Kia Tigers and the KBO, the
alternate site. I think that tells a lot about his character as well.
Oh, he strikes out Haniger.
But he goes back to what looked like the changeup once again. Bottom of
was asking for that up just a little bit, and he did. That one will go out to center field and off of Garcia's glove. That was a weird play. Lewis dives into second, and he is in there.
You're going to see Kyle Lewis getting into second base safely. Well, I think we should bring in Steve Boucher. The strike percentage is very good.
In the air moment, and Gallo can't quite get it cleanly. Lewis held, and he will stop at third. He had to make sure that that one.
Joey with a good effort here, full extension, but as he was running.
Good news is, I mean, you know, you don't love that. 25th pitch of the inning. On deck, the 0-2 pitch. Middle, and it gets through for a base hit. Lewis is in. Seager will score as well. Friend. Young's pitch, and this one ripped down to first. Lowe goes to second for one. Back to Lowe for the 3-6-3. 1-1 pitch. And carry Lewis.
Vision that they have. Remember the turnaround monitor? I think it might have been first, but there was no voting that year. 2010.
Solak.
The zone and generating chase. We had showed you this at the. As you see, Garcia has done very well. 478 so far.
They will not be playing tomorrow on May 31st.
One for him without looking.
Ground ball, shortstop.
And luckily there was no collision over there at first base.
Gallo can do a lot of damage though with one swing of that bat. And he hits his ball on the ground to the second base.
Against the Angels and did a very nice job. 4 strikeouts.
Struck out 4 of the 7 batters he faced.
Vertical break on the fastball. There's a great example of it. You say, wow, 93 down the middle.
Woody talked about that a lot last year with guys like high spin forcing fastballs at you, and you can get used to retraining your brain.
I don't think it would have made a difference. Just something.
Kind of Falefa fighting the sun. I think this
used to kind of give up. You see guys getting that certain spot where they lose that baseball.
I guess allow them to create more and more deception. 3-2 pitch. And there's a walk. So here's Mitch Haniger, who's 0 for 2.
Back to the center field camera to
line. Calhoun over toward that. While the Rangers continue to fight it on the road. The Rangers have
that fastball. What's that?
Center field. No, left field. Center field. I don't know.
A bit of leather with his Gold Glove partner over there at short. The fastball would jump on these guys
even more than the Rangers have been. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. And low down.
We saw that earlier fastball in this at bat that neither one.
Is a ton. I mean, he's gone over 100 this year. And going out for it. On to Lewis, who has been on twice. His single. His 2-2 pitch to Lewis. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Lewis.
Speed differential. Just a little bit of break there.
For ball 1.
James can.
Seager goes down after this one. Lifts it high in the air out to right. Home run of the season. And he extends that Mariners lead to 4-0.
Goes to the cutter with some tilt at 88 miles an hour. Plays more it, but hit it just far enough. And I mean inches.
A couple of inches away from Joey. A couple of inches here in the 5th inning on the Seager home run. And finds a way to out to center field. And Garcia.
Probably not at this pay rate.
Not at that pay rate indeed. By the Phillies back in 2013. And he strikes out swinging. 3rd strikeout overall, and by inning pretty consistent so far.
Through here against Kikuchi.
Calhoun rolls this one out into right field. There's of the Mariners, but his starter Kikuchi. Yeah, it's an interesting deal.
Decision, or if they have to decide on all 4, they have to go back and look at that.
Pitch to Isaiah, and he strikes out swinging. So
in that Rangers bullpen. So it's Brett Martin now, game 19. If the Mariners want to exercise an option, we think.
2-2, and that one's rolled through into left field.
I just felt like we do other roofs in baseball.
He's got to keep this a 4-0 game. He could use a ground ball. Gets to it.
A good story.
It is. That one up. 6th inning. Kelnick 0 for 2 with a walk.
He's got Young first. Fastball changeup that he's dealing with. Now he's got a good lefty arm here. And 2 base runners. Garcia reached on an error. And of course the Willie really good. 171 and 208. Now 241.
2-2. And a breaking ball. That one out toward right field.
Certainly a good sign as we get a little bit deep into this game right now.
Gets up there with a man on. And Kelnick angles back. And
he's been averaging just over 93 pitches per start for him. And if there's any difference in his game.
This ball pounded deep out to center field on the board. And it's a 4-2 ball game.
Throughout this series, and a good at bat and a good.
What appeared to be a check swing. 0-2 the count. Very much in it. And Davis hits this one sharply on the ground to short. Crawford throwing it
far offline. And again, you got a big guy running down to first, and Chris Davis. I noticed, has Nate Lowe been a gum chewer this whole season? He was
3-2. And that misses. Ball 4. So look.
I think he saw that on Willy Wonka and assumed it was real.
3-2. And that's outside.
Oh my.
Wow. Those can be right field and into the. Seager stays alive 2-2. And did he go? They wanted a. Beautiful weather today up in Seattle. 4. That'll be Calhoun leading things off this inning. 1-2. And they tie up Calhoun. A strikeouts.
It's tough to fight off. You see Willie getting.
Jason Martin will hit for 0-2. And this one up the middle, base hit.
Well, trying to go elevated with the fastball, but Sewald doesn't get it up.
A new baseball pitch in yesterday's game. And Mayfield going out from second base.
The tying run to the plate.
Runner going. And there's a swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. Now
See, he goes to the outside part of the bag. Really smart slide from him as well.
scored on the Gallo homer. 0-2 pitch. And he strikes out swinging.
For Taylor, really the only one. When he's in the zone, he has been really good. 302 with a 913 OPS.
Drafted by his hometown team, the Padres. Bounces this one third base and
A little bit right on him, but it just kind of went over his glove. He
probably would ended up
tough one for Brock Holt, but an error. No bunt base hit.
here for Murphy, but power number is still there, and he strikes out swinging for the third time.
It's perfectly located when you're trying to elevate, but not.
2-1, and this one on the ground could be 2. A second.
This will be game number 16 for him. Good ERA, good whip.
First pitch, a ground ball down to third base.
Look at what was a slider from Middleton. It sat in the middle a little.
But now, Joey, it's not so much a home run you're looking for here, but one strike pitch. And there's a ground ball, right side of the infield. Just putting all the various numbers together. They're just looking at this one out to right field, and boy, he's fired up or angry or something out there, but